Lieutenant Sam Griffin floated in the zero-gravity lab of Orbital Station Liberty, watching tiny particles dance in the containment field. For 3 years he had worked on this quantum entanglement project. For 3 years his bosses had called it a waste of time and money. Sam didn't care. He knew he was onto something big, even if no one else saw it yet. Still playing with your magic dust, Griffin? Chief Engineer Paul Davis drifted into the lab, pushing himself along the handrails with practiced ease. Sam didn't look away from his instruments. This magic dust might change everything we know about physics, Paul. Yeah. The board wants results, not theories. Anyway, your shift ended an hour ago. Sam waved him off. Just a few more minutes. I'm getting strange readings from this new particle configuration. Paul sighed and pushed toward the exit. Don't forget the staff meeting at 0800. Admiral Yates doesn't like latecomers. The mention of Admiral Yates made Sam grimace. The head of Liberty Station had made it clear that Sam's funding would be cut if he didn't show practical applications soon. But how could he explain that rewriting the rules of quantum physics took time? Sam adjusted the containment field, watching as the entangled particles responded in ways that defied conventional physics. He was so absorbed in his work that he nearly missed the alarm. Red lights flashed throughout the lab. The station's AI voice spoke calmly over the speakers. Attention, all personnel. Unknown object approaching Earth orbit. This is not a drill. All senior staff report to Command Center immediately. Sam secured his experiment with quick, practiced movements and pushed himself toward the door. In the corridor, crew members rushed, in all directions, their faces tight with confusion and fear. When Sam arrived at the command center, it was packed with officers and scientists staring at the main screen. The image showed a massive object approaching Earth, clearly artificial and unlike anything humans had built. It's slowing down, announced Sensor Officer Donna White, matching orbit with us. Admiral Yates stood at the center of the room, her gray hair pulled back in a tight bun. Any response to our hails? Communications Officer Ryan Jones shook his head. Nothing yet, Admiral. Sam pushed his way to Dr. Kate Miller, the station's lead astrophysicist. What are we looking at? He whispered. Kate's face was pale. Something. Impossible. It appeared at the edge of our solar system 30 minutes ago and covered the distance to Earth in record time. No propulsion system we know of could. The main screen flickered, and every screen in the command center suddenly displayed the same image. A being with bluish skin, 4 eyes, and a mouth that seemed too wide for its narrow face. People of Earth, it said in perfect English, its voice deep and resonant. I am High Commander Zex of the Vraxian Dominion. Your world has been identified as a Class 5 death world harboring a potentially dangerous species. A shocked silence fell over the command center. By decree of the Galactic Council, the alien continued, all death world species must submit to protective oversight. Your violent tendencies, while understandable given your harsh evolutionary environment, make you a risk to more civilized worlds. Admiral Yates stepped forward. This is Admiral Helen Yates of Earth Orbital Station Liberty. We have no hostile intentions toward your people or any others. The alien made a gesture that might have been dismissive. Your intentions are irrelevant. Your biology and psychology were shaped by a world of predators, natural disasters, and competition. You are dangerous by nature, not by choice. Sam studied the alien vessel on a secondary screen. Its structure made no sense. Parts of it seemed to bend in ways that violated the laws of physics. Energy readings spiked in patterns he'd never seen before. We offer you protective status within the Vraxian Dominion, continued Commander Zex. Your people will be permitted to continue your existence under our guidance. You're more dangerous. Tendencies will be genetically modified over generations. Admiral Yates's back stiffened. And if we decline this generous offer? The alien's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. Then we will be forced to implement containment protocols. For the safety of the galaxy, your world's military capabilities and advanced technology will be neutralized. You're threatening us, Admiral Yates said flatly. We are protecting the galaxy from a species evolved on a world that should not have produced intelligent life. You have 72 Earth hours to prepare your world leaders for surrender ceremonies. We will transmit coordinates for the meeting. The screen went blank. Chaos erupted in the command center as officers began shouting questions and suggestions. "Admiral," Yates raised her hands for silence. "People, we need facts, not panic. Dr. Miller, what can you tell us about their ship?" Kate pulled up sensor readings on the main screen. "It's massive, roughly 20 times the size of Liberty Station. Power readings are off the charts, and it's using some form of gravitational manipulation we've never seen before." "Weapons?" asked Admiral Yates. Unknown, but given their level of technology. Kate didn't need to finish the sentence. Admiral Yates turned to communications. "Get me Earth Command immediately, and assemble a team of our top scientists. I want options." The command center burst into activity. Sam couldn't take his eyes off the sensor readings of the alien ship. There was something familiar about the energy patterns, something that reminded him of his own research. "Lieutenant Griffin," Admiral Yates's voice cut through his thoughts. "You're staring at those readings like they're speaking to you." Sam looked up, suddenly aware that several senior officers were watching him. "Admiral, their ship is manipulating gravity in a way that should be impossible, but the energy signatures, they're similar to what I've seen in my quantum entanglement experiments." "Your waste of time research?" Admiral Yates raised an eyebrow. "Yes, ma'am. The Vraxians are using principles that align with my theories about cross-dimensional particle behavior." Dr. Miller moved closer, studying the readings. "He's right. These energy patterns don't make sense unless..." "Unless what?" demanded Admiral Yates. "Unless they're manipulating the fundamental forces at a quantum level," Sam finished. "But there's something wrong with their approach. It's efficient, but limited." Admiral Yates looked between them. "Are you saying you understand their technology?" "Not exactly," Sam admitted. "But I think I see a weakness, a blind spot in their understanding of quantum mechanics." For the first time since the alien appeared, Admiral Yates's expression showed a glimmer of hope. "Explain." "I need access to the main lab and a team of engineers," Sam said. "And we need to gather every piece of data on their ship that we can." "You have it," Admiral Yates said without hesitation. "Dr. Miller, work with Lieutenant Griffin. I want a report in 6 hours." As they left the command center, Kate grabbed Sam's arm. "Do you really have something, or were you just buying time?" Sam looked at the tablet in his hand where the alien ship's impossible energy readings glowed. "The Vraxians think they know everything about physics. They think we're just primitive Deathworlders who got lucky with technology." And a slow smile spread across Sam's face. "And they have no idea what humans can do when our backs are against the wall." 6 hours after the alien ultimatum, the main lab on Liberty Station buzzed with activity. Sam had gathered a small team of the station's brightest minds. Dr. Kate Miller stood at his side, helping him explain his wild theory to the others. "The Vraxians are using gravity manipulation as the foundation of their technology," Sam said, pointing to a 3D model of the alien ship. "But they're ignoring crucial aspects of quantum entanglement." Lisa Wong, the station's top computer specialist, frowned at the data. "How can an advanced alien species miss something so basic?" "Different evolutionary paths, different scientific development," Kate explained. "They probably discovered gravity manipulation early and built their entire technological civilization around it." Sam nodded. "Exactly. They went deep in one direction and never explored others. It's like they developed calculus without ever discovering algebra." Ben Jordan, a military engineer with a background in weapons development, looked skeptical. "So what? They're still centuries ahead of us." "Not in every way," Sam said. He pulled up his research data. "My work on quantum entanglement suggests particles can exist in multiple states across dimensional boundaries. The Vraxians are using single-state particles for their gravity tech." Kate added, "It's like they're playing chess with only rooks and pawns. Powerful, but limited." Sam moved to a workbench where he had set up his experimental device, a small array of crystals surrounded by delicate sensors. "This prototype can create cascading entanglement fields. If my theory is correct, we can use it to disrupt their gravitational technology." "How?" Ben asked, leaning closer. By temporarily shifting their ship partially out of phase with our dimension, Sam said. The room fell silent. Then everyone started talking at once. That's impossible. You can't just shift matter between dimensions. Even if it worked, it would take enormous power. Sam held up his hands. I know how it sounds, but look at this. He activated the device, and a small metal ball placed inside the field became slightly transparent. This is just a test run at minimal power. With the station's main reactor, we could affect something much larger. Admiral Yates, who had been quietly observing from the doorway, finally spoke. Even if this works, Lieutenant Griffin, how does it help us? The Vraxians still have overwhelming firepower. Because it would show them we understand something fundamental about reality that they don't, Sam explained. It gives us leverage. The Admiral studied Sam's face. You have 48 hours until their deadline. What do you need? Access to the main power grid, parts from the station's sensor array, and a team to help build a larger version of this device, Sam said without hesitation. You'll have it, Admiral Yates promised. But I want a working prototype in 24 hours. Earth's military forces are mobilizing. But if the aliens' technology is as advanced as it appears, conventional weapons won't help us. After the Admiral left, Lisa approached Sam. This is going to take a miracle. Sam looked at his team. Brilliant minds, all terrified but determined. Then let's make one. The next day passed in a blur of equations, failed tests, and small breakthroughs. Sam barely noticed when he passed the 20-hour mark without sleep. His hands shook as he adjusted delicate components, but his mind remained sharp, driven by the countdown clock displayed on every screen. We're missing something, he muttered as another test failed, the phase shift lasting only microseconds before collapsing. Kate handed him a cup of coffee. The field keeps destabilizing when we increase the power. It's like pushing a boulder. Uphill, it wants to roll back to its natural state. Sam stared into the coffee, watching the swirls on its surface. What if we're thinking about this wrong? We don't need to fight against the natural order. We need to work with it. Lisa looked up from her computer. What do you mean? Quantum particles want to exist in their most stable state, Sam explained, his excitement growing. We've been trying to force them into a new configuration, but what if we create a resonance pattern instead? Make the shift the path of least resistance, Ben frowned. Like a swing. Push it at the right moment and a small force creates a big movement. Exactly. Sam turned to Lisa. We need to recalculate the entanglement frequencies. They need to match the harmonic pattern of the Vraxians' gravitational field. For the next few hours, they reworked their approach. The device grew more complex, with crystals arranged in patterns that seemed random, but followed precise mathematical formulas. When Admiral Yates returned for her update, Sam was ready. He placed a small model of the alien ship inside the test field. Watch, he said simply, and activated the device. Energy pulsed through the crystals. The model ship shimmered, then became partially transparent, as if made of frosted glass. It's 60% out of phase with our dimension, Sam explained. Not enough to make it fully intangible, but enough to disrupt its systems if it were the real ship. Admiral Yates circled the table, studying the effect. How long can you maintain this? Right now about 3 minutes, Sam admitted. But with the station's main reactor, we could extend that significantly. And you're sure this won't destroy their ship? Kill them all? The Admiral asked. Sam shook his head. It's not a weapon. It's more like temporarily changing the rules they operate under. Their ship and crew will be intact, just briefly powerless. The Admiral nodded slowly. Then we need to get you close to their vessel. They've requested a diplomatic shuttle to bring Earth representatives for surrender talks tomorrow. That's perfect, Kate said. We can disguise the device as scientific equipment. It's risky, Ben warned. They'll scan the shuttle. Sam looked at his team, then at the partially phased model ship. Risk is what humans do best, especially when the alternative is surrender. Admiral Yates studied them all, her face grave. I'll inform Earth Command of our plan. In the meantime, Build your device to fit on the diplomatic shuttle. We launch in 18 hours. After the Admiral left, a heavy silence fell over the lab. We're really doing this, Lisa whispered. Challenging an advanced alien species with experimental physics. Sam looked at the countdown clock, just over 24 hours until the surrender deadline. They came to our home and demanded we submit because we evolved on a dangerous world, he said. They're about to learn why Deathworlders are dangerous. Kate managed a small smile. Not with claws or teeth or physical strength. No, Sam agreed, his eyes fixed on the shimmering model ship. With the most dangerous adaptation humans ever developed. What's that? Ben asked. Curiosity, Sam replied, and the stubborn refusal to accept the impossible. The diplomatic shuttle was small, designed to carry no more than 6 people. Sam, Kate, and Lisa worked in its cramped cargo area, fitting their device into what looked like standard scientific equipment cases. Ben, who had military training, sat in the pilot's seat running through pre-flight checks. How much longer? Ben called over his shoulder. Admiral Yates says we need to launch in 30 minutes. Sam connected 2 crystal arrays carefully. Almost there. Lisa, how's the power converter? Lisa didn't look up from her work. It's stable, but I don't like how hot it's running. The shuttle's power system wasn't designed for this kind of load. It only needs to work once, Kate reminded her. Sam closed the final panel on their disguised device. It looked like an ordinary set of research equipment now, nothing that would raise immediate suspicion. Done. Let's run one last systems check. Outside, the shuttle Liberty Station buzzed with activity. Every screen showed news from Earth, military forces mobilizing, people panicking or praying, leaders making speeches about standing strong against alien demands. None of it would matter if Sam's plan failed. Admiral Yates entered the shuttle as they finished their final checks. We just received the coordinates for the meeting point. The Vraxians want the shuttle to dock with their ship. Perfect, Sam said. We need to be close to affect their systems. Earth's Security Council has been informed of your plan, the Admiral continued. They've authorized you to proceed, but with strict conditions. This is not an attack mission. Your goal is to demonstrate our capabilities and open diplomatic channels from a position of strength. Ben nodded. So we show them we can shut down their systems, but we don't actually hurt anyone. Exactly, the Admiral confirmed. The official diplomatic team will include myself, Lieutenant Griffin as our scientific advisor, and Dr. Miller to analyze their technology. Officer Wong will monitor the device and Lieutenant Jordan will pilot the shuttle. Sam looked surprised. You're coming with us, Admiral? Someone needs to represent Earth officially, she said with a grim smile. And I want to see these aliens' faces when they realize humans aren't as primitive as they thought. The launch countdown went quickly. Sam felt oddly calm as the shuttle detached from Liberty Station and began its journey toward the massive alien vessel. The Vraxian ship hung in orbit like a dark cloud, its surface rippling with strange energies. Their design makes no sense, Kate said, studying the ship through the viewports. Those structures should collapse under their own weight. They're probably using their gravity tech to maintain structural integrity, Sam suggested. Lisa looked up from her monitoring station. Which means if our device works, their ship might start coming apart. Will that hurt them? The Admiral asked sharply. Sam shook his head. No, their systems will compensate quickly, but it should be enough to get their attention. As they approached the alien vessel, their communication system activated. The face of Commander Zex appeared on screen. Earth representatives, the alien said, its 4 eyes blinking in sequence. You will dock at the designated port. Bring no weapons or communication devices. You will be scanned. Admiral Yates leaned forward. Understood, Commander. We bring only the necessary equipment to record this historic meeting. The alien's expression was unreadable. Proceed. When the communication ended, Ben looked back at them. They're going to detect our device. Not immediately, Sam said. The crystals are inactive until we power them up. They'll register as inert minerals on basic scans. The docking process was smooth, guided by tractor beams that gently pulled their shuttle into an opening in the alien ship's hull. When the airlock sealed, readings showed the atmosphere was being adjusted to Earth normal. "At least they're being hospitable," Kate murmured. Admiral Yates straightened her uniform. "Remember the plan. We talk first. The device is our last resort." When the airlock opened, 3 Vraxians waited for them. Up close, the aliens were taller than humans with slim bodies that seemed too fragile for their large heads. Their skin had a bluish tint that shimmered under the lights. "I am Subcommander Lix," said the lead alien. "You will follow me to Commander Zex." As they walked through the alien ship, Sam studied everything. The corridors curved in ways that defied human architecture. Gravity seemed to shift subtly as they moved, sometimes stronger, sometimes weaker. Energy pulsed through transparent conduits in the walls. "Their whole ship is one big gravity engine," he whispered to Kate. "Look at how the energy flows change direction at each junction." A Vraxian guard made a sharp sound. No talking. They were led to a large chamber with a circular table. Commander Zex waited, flanked by what appeared to be other high-ranking aliens. Behind them stood individuals with different clothing. Scientists, Sam guessed. "Admiral Helen Yates," Zex said, when they entered. "You have come to discuss the terms of Earth's surrender." The Admiral stood tall. "We've come to discuss alternatives to surrender, Commander." The alien's mouth stretched in what might have been amusement. "There are no alternatives. Your species has been evaluated and classified as a Category 5 Deathworld species. The protocol is clear." "What makes us so dangerous in your eyes?" Kate asked. One of the alien scientists stepped forward. "Your planet has extreme variations in climate, numerous natural disasters, and an evolutionary history filled with predator-prey relationships. You developed intelligence as a survival mechanism in a hostile environment. This makes your species unpredictable and potentially violent." Sam couldn't help himself. "So because we evolved on a challenging world, we don't deserve freedom?" "Your freedom threatens galactic stability," Commander Zex stated simply. "Your species could develop in dangerous directions." Admiral Yates placed her hands on the table. "We understand your concerns, Commander, but we believe there's room for compromise." As the Admiral engaged the aliens in diplomatic talk, Sam caught Lisa's eye and nodded slightly. She reached into her pocket and activated the remote trigger for their device. Nothing visible happened at first. Sam held his breath, watching the energy conduits in the walls. For a terrible moment, he thought they had failed. Then the lights flickered. The steady hum of the ship's systems developed a stutter. On the walls, the flowing energy patterns began to waver like flames in a breeze. Commander Zex looked up sharply. "What is happening?" One of the alien scientists rushed to a control panel. "Energy fluctuations throughout the ship. The gravity. Stabilizers are losing coherence." The room shuddered. Objects on the table began to float slightly, then settled back down as emergency systems kicked in. The Admiral looked at Sam and nodded. "It was time." "Commander Zex," Sam said, stepping forward. "What you're experiencing is a demonstration of human science. We've created a localized phase shift in your ship's quantum field." The alien commander's 4 eyes widened. "Impossible. Your species does not have that technology." "We didn't," Sam agreed, "until you arrived and gave us a reason to develop it quickly." The alien command room fell into chaos. Vraxian officers rushed to control panels as alarms blared. Commander Zex remained outwardly calm, but the rapid blinking of his 4 eyes betrayed his shock. "What have you done?" the commander demanded. Sam kept his voice steady. "We've created a field that shifts matter slightly out of phase with normal spacetime. Right now, about 30% of your ship exists in a parallel dimension." The lead Vraxian scientist pushed forward, studying Sam with new interest. "That is not possible without destabilizing the atomic structure. Your ship would be destroyed in the attempt." "That's what we thought too," Kate added, "until we discovered that quantum entanglement can create a bridge between dimensions without destroying either state." The ship shuddered again, more violently this time. Gravity fluctuated, causing everyone to grab for support. The lights dimmed, then brightened to painful intensity. Lisa checked her handheld monitor. Sam, the field is expanding faster than we calculated. We're approaching 50% phase shift. Alarm flashed across Sam's face. Reduce power. We're only supposed to demonstrate, not... We can't, Lisa interrupted. The system is feeding back on itself. The Vraxian gravity tech is somehow amplifying our field. Ben moved closer to the Admiral. We need to get back to our shuttle. Now. Admiral, Yates faced Commander Zex. This demonstration has gone beyond our intentions. We need to work together to stabilize your ship. For a moment, the commander looked ready to order their arrest or worse. Then another violent shudder ran through the ship and practical concerns won out. Explain what is happening, Zex ordered. Sam didn't waste time. Your ship's gravity manipulation system works by adjusting quantum fields. Our device creates a competing field that pushes matter partially into another dimension. The two systems are now fighting each other, creating a feedback loop. Can you stop it? Asked the Vraxian scientist. Yes, but I need access to your main control systems. We need to synchronize the phase shift with your gravity pulse to create a stable interference pattern. Commander Zex gave a sharp order in his own language. Two Vraxian officers hurried from the room. They will take you to the central control chamber. If you can stop this, do so. If not... He left the threat unspoken. Sam turned to his team. Kate, come with me. Lisa, monitor the field strength. Ben, stay with the Admiral and be ready to evacuate if necessary. As Sam and Kate followed the Vraxian officers, the ship's condition grew worse. Whole sections of corridor became transparent, revealing the stars beyond. Crew members floated helplessly as gravity failed in patches. Energy conduits in the walls pulsed erratically. We really messed up, Kate whispered as they ran. This is way beyond what we planned. Sam nodded grimly. The interaction between their system and ours created something new. But that might be the key to fixing it. The central control chamber was a massive room with a glowing spherical structure at its center. Energy beams connected this sphere to countless points along the walls, ceiling, and floor. Several Vraxian technicians worked frantically at control stations. That must be their gravity core, Sam said, pointing to the sphere. It's beautiful. A senior Vraxian technician approached them. I am Chief Engineer Varn. Commander Zex says you can help. Sam quickly explained what they needed to do. To his surprise, the alien engineer grasped the concept immediately. You discovered quantum tunneling through dimensional barriers, Varn said, sounding impressed despite the crisis. We theorized this was possible but never pursued it. Why not? Kate asked as they rushed to a control panel. It seemed too dangerous, too unpredictable, Varn admitted. We prefer systems we can fully control. Sam smiled grimly. Humans have a different relationship with risk. Working with the alien engineers, Sam and Kate quickly developed a plan. They needed to gradually synchronize the phase shift frequency with the gravity core's pulse rate, then slowly bring both systems into harmony. Like tuning two musical instruments to the same note, Sam explained to Varn. The alien nodded. Yes, but if we make a mistake, both instruments may be destroyed. Sam took a deep breath. Then let's not make a mistake. The process was delicate and terrifying. Several times, the feedback nearly spiraled out of control. Sections of the ship became fully transparent, the crew within them visible like ghosts. Other areas experienced gravity so intense that metal components crumpled like paper. Sam's hands flew over the alien controls, guided by Varn. Kate called out readings from her handheld device, coordinating with Lisa over their comms. Sweat dripped from Sam's forehead as he made tiny adjustments, chasing the perfect resonance between the two systems. We're almost there, he muttered after what felt like hours. One more adjustment to the phase angle. When he made the final change, the effect was immediate. The violent shuddering stopped. The transparent sections of the ship slowly solidified. The gravity stabilized. Around them, the Vraxian crew stood in shocked silence as their systems returned to normal. Varn checked the readings. Full stability restored. Truly remarkable. Sam sagged against the control panel, exhausted. It worked. When they returned to the command room, they found Commander Zex in deep conversation with Admiral Yates. Both looked up as Sam and Kate entered. Your Lieutenant Griffin has saved my ship, Commander Zek said to the Admiral. This changes our assessment of your species. Admiral Yates stood tall. As I was explaining, Commander, humans are not just dangerous because of our Deathworld origins. We're also adaptable, creative, and capable of great cooperation when needed. So we have seen, Zex agreed. Your ability to discover and implement dimensional phase shifting in mere days is concerning, but also impressive. Sam stepped forward. We don't want conflict, Commander. We just want to find our place in the galaxy on our own terms. The Commander studied Sam with all four eyes. Your demonstration nearly destroyed my ship. Was that your intention? No, Sam admitted. We miscalculated the interaction between our technologies, but when things went wrong, we worked with your people to fix it. Yes, Zek said thoughtfully. You did? Lisa, who had been monitoring her device, suddenly spoke up. Sam, something's happening with the quantum field. It's stabilizing, but in a new configuration. Both Sam and the Vraxian scientists rushed to examine her readings. What they saw made them exchange startled looks. This is unprecedented, said the lead Vraxian scientist. The quantum field has established a permanent harmonic pattern between our two technologies. They're no longer fighting each other. Sam stared at the readouts in wonder. They're working together now. Our phase-shifting technology and your gravity manipulation have created something entirely new. For the first time, Commander Zex made a sound that the translators identified as laughter. It seems, Admiral Yates, that our encounter has produced unexpected results for both our species. The Admiral smiled. Perhaps this is the beginning of a more productive relationship than either of us anticipated. 1 week after the confrontation on the Vraxian ship, Liberty Station buzzed with activity of a different kind. The large conference room had been transformed into a meeting space for humans and Vraxians. Engineers and scientists from both species huddled around displays, talking excitedly and exchanging ideas. Sam watched from a corner, still amazed by how quickly things had changed. Instead of Earth preparing for surrender or war, representatives from both worlds were discussing technology exchange, cultural missions, and the possibility of Earth joining a modified version of the galactic community. You look tired, Kate said, joining him with 2 cups of coffee. She handed him one. I haven't slept much, Sam admitted. Too many ideas. Working with Varn has opened up whole new areas of research. The Vraxian engineer had become Sam's frequent collaborator. Together they were exploring the accidental discovery made during the crisis, the harmonic resonance between phase shift technology and gravity manipulation. Admiral Yates approached them, accompanied by Commander Zex. The two leaders had developed an unexpected rapport over the past week. Lieutenant Griffin, the Admiral said, Commander Zex has news from the Galactic Council. The alien commander's 4 eyes blinked in what they now recognized as a gesture of respect. The Council has reviewed our report on Earth and its people. They have agreed to reclassify your planet. No longer a dangerous death world, Kate asked. Still a death world, Zex clarified. Your planet remains objectively hazardous by galactic standards, but your species has been reclassified as innovators rather than potential threats. Sam smiled. That sounds like progress. It is unprecedented, Zex said. No other death world species has received this classification. The Council was particularly impressed by how quickly you developed the phase shift technology. Admiral Yates looked proud. They were even more impressed that Lieutenant Griffin's first instinct was to help save the Vraxian ship rather than use the crisis as a weapon. Sam shrugged, uncomfortable with the praise. It was the right thing to do. Lisa and Ben joined their group, bringing Varn with them. The Vraxian engineer carried a small device that pulsed with soft blue light. We've done it, Lisa announced, barely containing her excitement. The miniaturized harmonic stabilizer works perfectly. Varn held up the device. This prototype combines our gravity technology with your phase shift principles. It creates a stable field that can selectively alter how matter interacts with dimensional space. The applications are endless, Ben added. From medical tools that can phase through skin without damage to new forms of propulsion. Commander Zex studied the device. The Council will be concerned about military applications. There will always be military applications for new technology, Admiral Yates said frankly. But we're proposing joint oversight, shared development. The commander seemed satisfied with this answer. Your honesty is refreshing, Admiral. Most species would pretend to have only peaceful intentions. Humans have learned the hard way that technology can be both wonderful and terrible, the Admiral replied. We don't pretend to be perfect. As the others discussed the political implications, Sam found himself staring out the viewport at the Vraxian ship, still in orbit alongside Liberty Station. Its strange design no longer seemed so alien to him. He had walked its corridors, worked with its crew, learned its systems. Penny for your thoughts? Kate asked, joining him at the viewport. I was just thinking about how quickly everything changed, Sam said. A week ago we were facing surrender or extinction. Now we're on the verge of joining a galactic community we didn't even know existed. Kate smiled. All because you refused to accept the impossible. Not just me, Sam corrected her. All of us. And the Vraxians too after they got over their initial shock. They could have doubled down on their demands, but they were willing to reconsider. A small commotion near the main display drew their attention. Lisa was showing a group of Vraxian scientists something on her tablet that had them making their clicking sounds of surprise and interest. What's she showing them? Sam asked. Your original research notes, Kate explained. The ones from before first contact. The Vraxians are fascinated by how you developed your theories without any knowledge of their technology. Sam watched as the aliens gestured animatedly, clearly engaged in intense discussion with Lisa about his work. It was strange to think that his waste of time research had not only saved Earth but opened up new possibilities for multiple species. Admiral Yates called for everyone's attention. People, we have a schedule to maintain. The first joint human Vraxian science team departs for Earth in 2 hours. Commander Zex and I will be accompanying them to meet with world leaders. As the room broke into smaller groups preparing for departure, Varn approached Sam. I have been authorized to offer you a position, the Vraxian engineer said. The High Science Council wishes to establish a research division focused on dimensional physics. You would work directly with our top scientists. Sam blinked in surprise. You want me to work for the Vraxians? With us, not for us, Varn corrected. As equals, your approach to physics is unconventional by our standards. We believe this diversity of thought will benefit everyone. Before Sam could respond, Commander Zex joined them. Lieutenant Griffin, have you ever wondered why no other species discovered phase shift technology before humans? Sam shook his head. Most spacefaring races evolved on safe, stable worlds, Zex explained. Their development was gradual, methodical, with little external pressure. But humans... The commander made a gesture that his translator didn't catch. Humans evolved on a world that tried to kill them daily. You develop thinking that embraces risk, that looks for unexpected connections, that refuses to accept limitations. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Sam asked. Zex's 4 eyes blinked, in sequence. A week ago, I would have said dangerous. Now, I believe it may be exactly what the galaxy needs. Admiral Yates called for final preparations. As people began moving toward the shuttle bay, Sam found himself walking beside Kate, Lisa, and Ben. So, Ben asked, are you taking the Vraxians' job offer? Sam looked at his friends, the people who had helped him save Earth by breaking the laws of physics. I haven't decided yet. What about all of you? Kate smiled. I've been offered a position studying Vraxian star drive technology. Apparently, they're very interested in how it might interact with your phase shift principles. The Computer Science Exchange Program wants me, Lisa added. Their approach to quantum computing is completely different from ours. Ben shrugged. Military liaison. Someone needs to make sure all this new technology doesn't cause problems. Sam looked out a passing viewport at Earth, beautiful and blue, below them. A week ago, it had seemed small and vulnerable against the vastness of space and the threat of an advanced alien species. Now it looked like a beginning, rather than an endpoint. You know what the strangest part is? Sam said as they walked. The Vraxians came here thinking they needed to protect the galaxy from us. From Deathworlders who might one day be dangerous. And instead? Kate prompted. Sam smiled. Instead, they found out that sometimes the most dangerous thing in the universe isn't claws or teeth or physical strength. It's a physicist who refuses to accept the rules, Lisa finished with a laugh. As they boarded the shuttle that would take them to the joint meeting on Earth, Sam took one last look at the stars visible through the station viewport. Somewhere, out there, a whole galaxy of possibilities waited. New worlds, new species, new physics to understand and explore. All because humans from a death world had laughed in the face of surrender and defied physics instead.